All right, it is Tuesday, April 26th, 2022, and welcome to Caitlin's Sports Corner. There's a lot going on in the sports world. You know, you have the NBA playoffs, you have golf that's booming, NASCAR's booming, baseball is booming, and I'll tell you what, my Colorado Rockies and San Diego Padres are looking pretty good, pretty decent. They only have one, but right now they're like only scored one run against the Phillies, and the Phillies are up higher than one. So come on, Rockies, let's go. Get Joe Connor involved. Let's go. All right. So let's talk about a little about football. My focus today will be on football. So man, I tell you what, I've been paying attention to all these trades and stuff. And there's one particular trade. Well, it's not a trade. It's not official yet. But I'll tell you what though. It will make a big impact if this wide receiver goes anywhere. I'm talking about San Francisco 49ers receiver Debo Samuel. He has requested a trade from the 49ers, and the 49ers do not want to trade him. Okay, so after taking a look at this, going back and forth, taking a look at what's going on, here's my theory. Okay, one is that the quarterback competition will be changing. Last year the 49ers organization drafted quarterback Trey Lance. And so he is projected to be the starter for the 49ers next season. And Jimmy Garoppolo, he's looking to be traded, but not a whole lot of people are taking a chance on him. Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't want him on my team. Luckily, the Broncos were smart enough to trade away to get Russell Wilson. So please, I'll be happy with Russell Wilson than Jimmy Garoppolo, to be perfectly honest with you. And also, too, I want to point out, too, that if Garoppolo stays with the Niners, he might very well be a backup because he has surgery on that shoulder and he's been performing well. He's been performing okay, but his lack of inconsistency is troubling. So therefore, that's why I entered Trey Lance last year. And I tell you what, Trey Lance is a different kind of quarterback. He'll be like almost like Justin Fields. He'll scramble. He'll throw the ball. You name it, he'll do it. And I think that's going to be a hard change for Samuel because Samuel is not just wide receiver; he's a running back as well. And I tell you what, if you guys watch Debo Samuel last season, my goodness gracious. Oh, he and Cordell Patterson just boom. Beautimous people. Great fantasy players. Beautimous. So, I'm going to share with you guys, I don't know, a little bit of where, if Debo Samuel does get traded, where he would land. Okay, because I honestly don't see Debo being a 49ers for long. I really don't. If he is that unhappy, 49ers organization, let him go. Still have George Kittle. You still have Brandon Ayuk. You'll be fine. Just let Samuels go. Excuse me, allergies, people. Oh, excuse me. All right, so one of the my goodness. So one of the places that one of the teams that I think Debo would do well if he gets traded, it would be with the Philadelphia Eagles. And from last season, Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. A lot of people are not that appreciative of him. I think he's awesome. I think the Eagles will give him another chance. Give it to Jalen Hurts. He'll run it. He'll be a good fantasy football backup quarterback. But anyway, I was just gonna say, out of all the wide receivers on the Eagles team, I'll say Devante Smith was the best one. So if they were to get Debo Samuel, put him right next to Devante Smith. Samuel and Smith. Oh, that would be a dangerous duo on the field. My goodness. Oh boy, that would be a sight to see. Another great place would be, unfortunately, would be the Kansas City Chiefs. As you know, Tyreek Hill left the cold Midwest, go play in the South Florida. Yeah, and good for him, by the way. And Byron Pringle's gone, and the Chiefs picked up former wide receiver for the Steelers, Juju Smith-Schuster, who is decent. He is decent, but he's not gonna alone fill that void of power that Tyreek left in Kansas City. So now, if the Kansas City Chiefs were to get Debo Samuel, I would really think Schuster or Samuel will just be really dynamite. I mean, Samuel is dangerous no matter what position you put him in, running back, wide receiver. He's gonna, whoo-hoo, it's gonna be firing. And I know Patrick Mahomes really does want that. Another great landing place would be Ravens. Yeah, Baltimore Ravens for Samuels, because the Ravens offense just, well, sucks. Sucks on the field and it sucks on fantasy. Trust me, I know this on fantasy. It's really annoying. And I am never again going to draft Lamar Jackson. Ever again. Ugh, that guy drove me nuts. But anyway, but I could, if the Ravens were to trade away or give away, what we call it? Oh, was it Rashad Bateman? And they get Debo Samuel. Lamar Jackson is set. You'll have Hollywood Brown, you'll have John Brown, then you'll have Debo Samuel. And of course, he has Mark Andrews. So, yeah, that'll be set right there. Seeing Debo running down that field in Baltimore, you betcha. Another great pick would be, the Denver Broncos. Yeah, I was just thinking of this because I really like the wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, but from my observations and so forth, I've come to the conclusion that he's injury prone and he doesn't really do anything. But when Judy's healthy, dynamite. But Jerry Jeudy is really lacking some skill. So, if we were to trade away Jeudy for Debo Samuel, and then we could move Tim Patrick to Judy's wide receiver 3, put Debo at 2, Cortland Sutton at 1. Boom, dynamite right there. Broncos offense, look out, people. Oh, seeing Debo wearing like a orange and blue. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. But I tell you what, I'll tell you this though. My number one destination for Debo Samuel is Green Bay Packers. I can see him heading to Green Bay. I really do. And it's because, Devante Adams went, see ya, and went to Vegas to be with his former buddy. But they were on the same teams. His former college football buddy, Derek Carr, the quarterback. And so Debo Samuel will be a great fit to fill in the shoes for to fill the shoes Adams left behind. I mean, also, I do like Randall Cobb, and I do like Alan Lazard, because both of those receivers are extremely talented and they are extremely reliable. They really are. But Aaron Rodgers needs the receiver that can make bigger plays. I'm not saying Randall Cobb or Alan Lazard can do it. No, but I'm saying that if Debo Samuel could be the number one wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers, that is a huge threat right there. And I really think that kind of combo will actually get the Packers to the Super Bowl. I kid you not. I am calling a Super Bowl before Aaron Rodgers retires for the Packers. Guarantee it. Another one. I guarantee it. Broncos possibly. I see what Broncos are as postseason contenders for sure. All right, so also I guess I'll also point out that the other top destination would be the Dallas Cowboys for Samuels, because Amari Cooper got traded to Cleveland, and that leaves Wilson and it leaves CeeDee Lamb, and so insert Debo Samuel, boom, and a healthy Dak Prescott and a healthy Ezekiel Elliott. My gosh, that's offense right there, people. Just feed the ball to CeeDee Lamb or Debo Samuel or Wilson or even Ezekiel Elliott. You're set. You're booked. And so, I don't know. I'm watching the situation. I really think the 49ers should let him go personally, because he's not happy. He's not going to play. He's going to pull a Baker. If you know what I mean. Baker Mayfield is not showing up for voluntary camp. Debo Samuel will not be showing up for voluntary camp if he isn't traded. So, 49ers, let Debo go. Let him go. Now it was funny too. Speaking of being contenders for the 2022 NFL season, they were calling the Cleveland Browns contenders. Okay, I can see why. You have Amari Cooper, who you pick up Deshaun Watson. You have some reliable tight ends. You have great running backs with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Yeah, okay, possibility, but I need to see it to believe it. Same thing actually goes for Russell Wilson. I need to see it to believe it because Russell Wilson, as we all know, I guess Deshaun could be like this too. Do really great in the start of the season, and then they'll really suck towards the end. It drives me nuts. So please, pretty please, Wilson, do not flop. I've been waiting all my life after Peyton Manning for you. So please don't mess this up. Pretty please. Another trade rumor I had was that I know when the Packers traded Derek Carr to Las Vegas Raiders, the Packers were trying to get the Raiders tight end Darren Waller. They want Waller. I don't blame them. The Packers do not have a consistent tight ends. They don't. I mean, but Tonyan and Mercedes, yeah, they're okay, but they're not like, ooh, yippee skippy, look at me, almost like a George Kittle thing, No, it's not. In fact, it's the opposite of that. It's just crappy. So I mean, man, if they ever did get Darren Waller on the Packers, oh my goodness, that tight end slot's gonna be fire, just absolutely fire. Oh man, and speaking of running backs, I want to bring this up. As you know, so it's April, so maybe 2 or 3 months, May, yeah, June, yeah, about 2 or 3 months, almost 2 months. The ESPN Fantasy Football will be open, and mock drafts for that is. And one thing that caught my attention was the fact that the experts are looking at running back, second-year running back Devante Williams from the Denver Broncos to be a top candidate, one of the top running backs. And I actually agree with him. Devante Williams was impressive last season, just absolutely impressive. I mean, that guy was just running. I'm like sitting there watching him, even though we were horrible last season, but I'm watching him run, and I'm like, finally, we have a running back. How nice is this? And of course, Melvin Gordon. Yeah, I was gonna say Melvin Ingram. No, Melvin Gordon. It's a free agent, so there isn't really a second string running back. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I ran into a article earlier this week saying that former Broncos running back Philip Lindsay, yeah, he played for the Texans and Miami Dolphins, that the article said that Lindsay is 100% interested to coming back to the Broncos. Philip Lindsay, I'm for it, but he has to understand he might not have the starting job. The way Devante Williams made that statement last season, I think Devante Williams will have where it's at. But of course, if that were to happen, Williams and Lindsay will be share snaps just like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt do. So I think that should be fairly interesting to see what happens. And also, I've also been monitoring the Baker Mayfield situation. It's complicated. The Browns organization wanted a great quarterback, and they got one in Deshaun Watson, but we don't know. Despite the fact that Deshaun Watson signed this big contract, we don't know if he's going to be in trouble because of the lawsuits. We don't know. And I really think that's why, the Broncos, the Browns are keeping Baker Mayfield or trying to keep him. But I think they're going to trade him. But if they were to keep him, they probably will keep Baker at bay because Deshaun Watson might not even play this year, next season, for that matter. So, but then again, Mayfield's going to go there, and I can totally understand why. I mean, surprise, actively pursuing Deshaun Watson. I mean, who won't be mad? I think Mayfield could have handled the situation a little better. I mean, they're still, showing some immaturity. I just want, I would like, Mayfield to understand, okay, I get it. You already lost your job to as a starting quarterback to Deshaun Watson, but you still have a team that's counting on you. You still have a team, counting. You still have coaches that demand your time to practice and all that jazz. So man up and show up and start working out at the voluntary camp. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. So honestly, I can't honestly see Mayfield going to two destinations, and I think heavens that it won't be the Broncos. Oh my gosh. They were talking about that. Some experts were talking about that. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Mayfield's not a good fit for the Broncos. So that, he could be a good fit for Seattle because Seattle has Drew Lock. Yeah, they have Drew Lock. And who really wants to start Drew Lock? I don't blame him. I know I wouldn't want to start Drew Lock, that's for sure. Lord knows I've seen enough of him. And so, he could be a great fit for Seattle. The Colts were almost promising to Mayfield, but they chose Matt Ryan, which, by the way, was a good call. And then I think really the two teams that I could really see Mayfield go to would be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Carolina Panthers. And the reason for that is because Mitch Trubisky, signed deal. He's going to be the starter. He should be. I bet you Trubisky will be the starter. He's also a fantasy sleeper. We'll see about that one. And there's a good deal that he will be starting quarterback for the Steelers. And then, of course, he'd be in competition with Mason Rudolph. But here's the thing, though. It's like Mason Rudolph's okay, but Mason Rudolph is third string. And then again, with the Panthers, actually, the Panthers just informed Sam Darnold that they will be drafting a quarterback at the NFL draft this week. So that's something to watch for. But anyway, I think Baker will be a great fit for being a backup. He's still young. He still has time to learn. He still has time to grow, and hopefully make less stupid decisions on the field. I swear, there's a couple plays where I'm like, "What the heck are you doing?" I feel bad for whoever drafted you. Like, oh my gosh, I would go mad. I would. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. But I don't know. I would like to see the Browns keep him at bay just in case Deshaun Watson gets suspended or whatever. But then again, I can see him being a backup to either the Steelers or the Panthers. Speaking of Debo Samuel, this came back to my mind. So he could go to the Jets. It just popped in my mind. Like Debo Samuel goes to the Jets. I'm going to say no. The only reason I'm saying no is that I do not like Zach Wilson. I do not. Okay, yeah, he was a great college athlete, but I just do not like him on that field. He's not. I mean, yes, I understand he was drafted last year, but I don't think he has that much power to be throwing the ball that far down the field. To be honest with you guys, I really don't. So it's almost like the Tua situation in Miami. The Dolphins are testing Tua, excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. Tua. They're testing Tua to see if he's going to be their long-term answer for Miami. And I'll tell you what, if Zach Wilson does not turn around this season, his time in New York is just going to, in the New York Jets, just going to be awful. I think it already is, personally. That's just a horrible organization overall. Well, let's see. I understand my pain as a Broncos fan. Just decline. I mean, sure, there's hope, but I don't know. I think with Jamison Crowder and Elijah Mitchell? No, Elijah Moore and Michael Carter, I think they're set, but Debo should not be going to the Jets. No. I bet it's going to either be Dallas or Green Bay. And my Denver Bronco thing, that's just a what if. Nothing certain by any means. So, speaking of fantasy football, we're like about 2 months shy from having the ESPN, all the mock drafts be open. And I can't wait, people. I seriously can't wait because everything will be changing. I mean, Christian McCaffrey will not be your number one running back. I don't care, and I am fairly certain that I will not be drafting him. He gets hurt too much, and it's driving me nuts. And it costing me big time, too. Even though he did come back, it was still not my thing. But there's a list here on fantasypros.com. I'll share with you guys. And it's about, let me find the towel here. Identifying the next wide receiver ones 2022 football. So yeah, I was taking a look at this. And as I was scrolling down, there's a headline that says third year players most likely to enter wide receiver one territory. Okay, and and I was taking a look at this list. I'll say yes, and I'm gonna say no. And I'll tell you why. So here we go. So the third year players most likely to enter wide receiver one territory: CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver Cowboys. Yes, he does. He actually, CeeDee Lamb does have the opportunity to step up and become the number one wide receiver for Dak Prescott. Absolutely, 100%. So number 2 goes to T. Higgins, wide receiver, Cincinnati Bengals. Sorry for the pause. My God, I almost said Broncos. Like, oh, hold it. Nope. So T. Higgins from Cincinnati Bengals. Yes and no. Yes, because T. Higgins is a big threat, deeper down the field, especially at the goal line. But no, because after the way last season rookie wide receiver Jamar Chase played, are you kidding me? No, I think Jamar Chase will keep that number one status for being the number one wide receiver for the Bengals next season. T. Higgins stays at 2. Number 3, Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver Denver Broncos. No. No. Okay, this is the reason why I'm going no. It's because he's talented. He has it. I know he has it. I know Jeudy has it, but just no. Okay, the answer is just no. Because don't forget Tim Patrick and don't forget Cortland Sutton. Do not forget those 2. Plus, if we were to get Debo Samuel, who's Jerry Jeudy? But no, because I kind of lost my patience with Jeudy because he keeps getting hurt. He's just injury prone. It's driving me nuts. But I think with Russell Wilson, he can learn a lot from the quarterback Russell Wilson. So we'll see. But right now, I say no. So, and then lastly, the third year honorable mentions to potentially target in drafts: Michael Pittman Jr., wide receiver Colts; Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver 49ers; and Darnell Mooney, wide receiver Chicago Bears. Yes. Okay, yes, the Colts have, what's his name? T.Y. Hilton, right? Yeah. Okay, but Michael Pittman Jr. is reliable. He was really reliable last season, even for me in fantasy football. So, and he does have potential to become the number one wide receiver because for next season, because he can make those plays. He can go and he can catch things and all that fun jazz. And you should be good. Now, Brandon Ayuk. That is actually Brandon Ayuk. Last season he was a hit and a miss in fantasy. Yes, I bit the bait on that one. But when Debo Samuel got hurt, he skyrocketed. So if Debo Samuel does get traded from 49ers to whoever, Brandon Ayuk will become the number one wide receiver. I can see Brandon Ayuk. He's got skill. He's got speed. He can catch those long balls and difficult passes. He is reliable. So yes, and Brandon Ayuk. Darnell Mooney, Chicago Bears wide receiver. Yes, because when Allen Robinson got traded to the Los Angeles Rams, that opens big doors for Darnell Mooney to step up and make more catches and more touchdowns and create yards for Justin Fields. Yeah, there you go. All right, next up, second year player most likely to enter wide receiver one territory: Devonta Smith. Yes. And I'm going to say yes, because he was the most reliable wide receiver last season compared to the rest of them on the Eagles offense. He really was. He was going down there catching deep passes from Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Hurts, and he's potential wide receiver 1 right there. Number 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, Detroit. Yes. Amon-Ra St. Brown was electrifying last season. Even though he was with the Lions and Golf is the quarterback, St. Brown just, oh man, his production was just stupendous. Just stupendous. I agree. All right, so and 50-year players most likely to end. So anyway, second-year honorable mentions to potentially target in drafts: Kadarius Toney and Elijah Moore. I don't know about Kadarius Toney. I don't know. He's not happy with the Giants right now, but if he stays with the Giants and he continues to do well, and thrive like he did last season, absolutely. Elijah Moore, yeah. Wide receiver from the Jets, absolutely. He has the opportunity to beat out Jameson Crowder for that wide receiver spot and become the number 1 wide receiver for Zach Wilson. Oh, yeah. All right, 5th-year players most likely to enter wide receiver 1 territory. The only one mentioned here is Carolina Panthers DJ Moore. Yes, even though he is considered as a wide receiver 2, or even on the borderline between wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, he is reliable. Okay, he is not afraid to take those big shots down the field. He's not afraid to catch those long passes. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. But yes, DJ Moore, yes. So the 5th-year honorable mentions to potentially draft and target and drafts. Sorry. Denver Bronco wide receiver Cortland Sutton, and not Arizona. He's not with Arizona anymore. Oh shoot. Jacksonville Jaguar wide receiver Christian Kirk. Yes on Sutton, maybe on Kirk. Okay, yes on Sutton because I know he's injury prone, blah blah blah. Okay, but he's flexible in any kind of whatever wide receiver position you put him in on the field. He will make those plays. He always have and always will. Plus, he has Wilson. Wilson's electrifying. It'll be just fine. Christian Kirk, not so much. Okay, I have nothing against Trevor Lawrence. Okay, Trevor Lawrence will be shining in Jacksonville next season with a better coach. And so here's what I think. I think it's a tough call because you have someone because what Lawrence has Chenault LaVisca, Chenault, or Shelnut. And then you have Marvin Jones Jr., and you have Christian Kirk. DJ Chark is gone. So, and the only way Christian Kirk could become wide receiver number 1 is in 2 ways. 1, you could beat out Marvin Jones Jr. for the top spot. Or 2, LaVisca Chenault gets traded and he will, and then he can compete, like I said before. So that should be interesting. All right, rookies most likely to enter wide receiver 1 territory. All right. I don't know about this one. I don't know. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State. Number 2, Drake London, USC. Number 3, Jameson Williams, Alabama. Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State. Treylon Burks, Arkansas. I'm not going to say anything yet. It's just too early. I have to watch the draft. I have to watch the, I have to watch the draft. I have to watch where everybody's going from and listen, and just read up on it. So now, going back to fantasy football, it's pretty cool because I'm looking at right now it's like a little cheat sheet of Fantasy Pros of the 2022 draft rankings. And out of my curiosity, I clicked wide receiver, and my goodness, it changed up. I mean, Devante Adams dropped. Yeah, he dropped. Yeah, he stepped 4th spot. So according to fantasypros.com, Tier 1, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Devante Adams. Tier 2, Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, Debo Samuel, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill. Tier 3. I'm not gonna read all of this to you guys, but you guys get my point. Everything is just shaken up. Like, wow, lots to choose from. And I'll tell you what, Devante Adams will work his way back up to the top spot in fantasy football. All right. Yes, he's gonna be playing in Vegas. Yes, he's gonna play with Derek Carr, playing football with Derek Carr. Okay, but he's good at it. Yeah, he's gonna be just fine. And then what? And oddly enough, the first time in my life, Tyreek Hill is in Tier 2, and he's like number 9. Yeah, that's disheartening, but at the same time, he's on a new team, and I need to watch more tape of him. Tier 4 is Jared Judy. Jared Judy can drop. Now, Michael Thomas, Saints wide receiver, is MIA because of injury and a bunch of other jazz. He's gonna be actually a really good sleeper for James Wilson on the Saints. So you might want to check that out, people. And then then you go there. Devontae Parker went to New England, so Devontae Parker will be from New England. DJ Chark is in Junior, is in Detroit, so he and St. Brown are gonna have a blast. So yeah, I mean, a lot of it is shaken up, and it should be fairly interesting to see where everybody goes, especially after the draft. See, this is why I don't understand. Why is Austin Eckler number 4 and Derrick Henry's number 3 and Christian McCaffrey's number 2? Christian, if I had my way, Jonathan Taylor's 1, Austin Eckler's 2, Derrick Henry is 3, and then Christian McCaffrey's 4. I don't know. That's inane to me, people. Again, you can find all of this on fantasypros.com. So they have like all these spreadsheets and stuff, which I think is cool. I'm already doing my homework. But did you guys know that Lions fans, TJ Hawkinson gets 5th-year option picked up, so he's going to be a Lion for a while. Running back Elijah Mitchell undergoes cleanup procedure on knee. Been there, done that. Darren Waller rumored to be a trade target for the Packers. Oh, that's going to be huge if that happens. Kyler Murray will not be traded. Wow. Whew. I did not know that one. So I know like Kyler Murray was just kind of pitching a fit about it and all that. And so it was really cool with all these news. So with the experts here on Fantasy Pros kind of give us an explanation. So Sam Darnold informed the Panthers that the Panthers could add a quarterback. Darnold is currently top listed quarterback on the depth chart, but the team has been rumored to be interested in adding a quarterback all offseason. What the team does at quarterback will be worth monitoring during the draft. TJ Hawkinson, 5th-year option. Hawkinson will now be guaranteed $9.392 million in 2023 and will be locked into Detroit for 2 years. So yeah, and he's a great Pro Bowler. And then what? Bob Powell retired from the NFL. Brian Burns gets 5th-year option. Man, I tell you what, there's just a lot. Here we go. Here's the news about Darren Waller that could go to Green Bay. Waller, who has been viewed as a top 3 fantasy tight end for the past 3 seasons, has seen his fantasy value drop to the mid-tight 1 range after an injury-riddled 2021 season. The Raiders' blockbuster trade to acquire superstar wide receiver Devante Adams earlier this offseason. The Devante Adams trade had a massive fantasy football ripple effect. Yeah, no kidding. Which ultimately only helped Derek Carr's fantasy stock while hurting the stock of Aaron Rodgers, Devante Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Darren Waller. Yeah, so, geez, I don't know everything I'll say is I might have to pick up Derek Carr as a backup this year. The Raiders and Packers agreeing on a deal that would ship Waller off to Green Bay will again have a massive fantasy impact. Rodgers is known for hyper-targeting his best receiving options and ignoring his secondary targets. So if Waller could gain his trust, you could see enormous target share at the tight end position. In Las Vegas, Devante Adams and Hunter Renfrow will get a stock bump with one less mouth to feed in the Raiders' passing offense. And people, that is labeled under the category rumors. And you know what? Elijah Mitchell, I'm not going to really draft him again. And Fantasy Pro has already labeled, even though you guys need clean, they said that second year running back will have a chance to be a solid running back 2 or running back one potential in San Francisco's run-heavy offense. Kadarius Toney unlikely to be traded. The Giants see Toney as a valuable asset, so the trade they would request might be too high for other teams. Last season, the 23-year-old played in 10 games, tallying 39 interceptions for 120 yards and 0 touchdowns. He showed flashes of upside that make him an intriguing late-round option in Dynasty and redraft leagues alike. Interesting. See where that one goes. Category rumors. Ooh. This was actually on Monday. This was yesterday. Baker Mayfield, 9 target of Panthers until the first round of the draft. Interesting. Category rumors. If this report is not a smokescreen, which is common this time of year, then it seems very likely that the Carolina will prefer one of the top rookie quarterbacks from the 2022 draft class over Mayfield. I don't blame them. Carolina holds the 6th pick in the 2022 NFL draft, and they have been long projected as a team that is likely to target a quarterback. The most common rookies have been linked to the Panthers are Liberty's Malik Willis and Pittsburgh Kenny Pickett, but Carolina has brought all the top-ranked quarterbacks in for visits in the last month. If Carolina walks out of the first round of the draft without a quarterback on Thursday night, then it appears that they may consider targeting Mayfield in a trade as a last resort. And of course, we got Tom Brady restructured his contract, Earl Thomas eyeing NFL return, depends where he goes. JJ Arcega Whitehead moving to tight end, interesting. David Moore signs with Bears. Kyler Murray won't be traded. The GM of the Cardinals said this when asked if there was a chance Murray got traded this offseason. Murray still wants a new contract, and this situation will be one worth monitoring throughout the offseason. Category rumors. David Quinsberry signs with the Bills. Jordan Atkins signs 1-year deal with the. Ooh. Okay. Ugh. In addition to Atkins, adds to the horrible Giants tight end room, I saw Melvin Ingram and Kyle Rudolph exit this offseason. In addition, we'll add an inside target for Daniel Jones. I don't know if there you go. Request trade. Here we go. Debo Samuel. Here we go. Let's see if I can just see. So Debo appears to be interested in moving on, but 49ers do not have the first round pick in the 2022 NFL draft and already thin at the wide receiver position after Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Category rumors. Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry to visit Saints. Oh, that's going to be interesting. I like to. Then where? So if Jarvis Landry goes to the Saints, where does that put Michael Thomas? Ooh. Now I really want to know. Let's take a look at PPR rankings. I'm going to go back to PPR rankings. I want to see the quarterback area here. Kyler Murray's at 5. Lamar Jackson's at 4. Lamar Jackson should be 4. No, Lamar Jackson should be 5, and then Kyler Murray should be 4. Justin Herbert should be further down as well. So if I wanted to draft, I don't know, Matthew Stafford, he's in tier 2. Jalen Hurts is tier 2. Derek Carr is tier 3, and that's a sleeper right there. But anyway, that's pretty much what I got for you guys right now. It's just a lot going on right now, and I tend to think that I think more exciting things will happen when the draft is over. So the NFL draft is happening this week. Let me look it up. But I'm excited to see what happens. There we go. When is the NFL draft? It'll be the NFL draft is this Thursday, April 28th. It ends on Saturday, April 30th. So my game plan, people, is to watch the NFL draft, and I'm just gonna make notes and whatever, and I'm gonna find all the recaps I can. Now report back to you guys on Tuesday next week. Okay, that's my game plan. I'm not gonna do this twice weekly because my music channel's twice weekly, and so we're gonna keep it at that. But anyway, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.